Alright, trach tears. So normally what you need is you need 2 things of Q-tips, sometimes more if there's more like footers and stuff around her trach site, stoma. So you need those. You need one with 1 ml of water in the bottom of it to help you have clean, sterile water. You need a sanitary wipe to clean around her neck, a dry one to dry around her neck. Mom already pre-cut the trach ties, but you have to cut the trach tie to fit the template that we have that matches around her neck. You have a sponge that goes underneath the tubing, like right here, to help keep it like moisturized, and the extra secretions that come out of her trach somewhat catches that. We're putting Aquaphor around her neck right now to help with like bacteria, like growth stuff. That's just the general rundown of what everything is that you'll see, and I'll explain it as we go.
Here's the second tie.
Okay. Okay, so how do you turn on
the
that
red
light?
one.
Oh, that helps some. Oh. Alright, so we start with pulling out this sponge, or suctioning, I guess. Alright, now we start with pulling out the sponge.
Oops, sorry.
1101 apnea.
And then we check it for these secretions if they're getting worse or better.
And that's better than yesterday.
Oh, and since there's an extra securing thing that helps it not pull on her stoma at all, we gotta take that one off before we clean around the stoma. This extra one just helps not pull on her trach at all, and it helps make sure it doesn't fall out at all. I gotta pop Ruby off her trach. Or pop her off her vent, not her trach, oh my goodness. So you go like that real quick. Put her right back on.
1125
She doesn't like it. Nana forgot one step. She forgot to grab the clean securing piece out of the bathroom, but that's okay. It's really good. Oh, never mind. That's the one I gave you. Oh, I thought it was something else. Okay. Well, anyways, so what we do now is we go from the top of the trach away from the stoma. We clean. Again, at the bottom, do the same thing. You start closest to the stoma and you roll away. Then you take a dry Q-tip and you start it at the stoma again and you roll away. And that just dries what you cleaned. And the same thing on the bottom. Start at the stoma, roll away. And then we look to see how her stoma is doing, and that's a lot better than it was even the other day. So no, none of the white's coming off. We're making it bleed.
So that's your granuloma tissue.
Okay, what is that?
That's
How do
just
we
a
get rid of
scar
it?
tissue type stuff. They will, if it gets any bigger, they may put Ciprodex drops on it, which help remove it.
Okay. Alright, now what we do is Mom holds, so she's holding on each side of the trach. She's holding onto Vivi's trach and securing it to make sure it stays in and it doesn't fall out, as I take over here and I grab this tie and I pull it off the Velcro, pull it out. And we always check her neck if there's extra like rashes and stuff starting. There's things that we can do to stop it and help it. But right now, her neck is actually looking way better than it was. We've been putting Aquaphor around it. And so we wiped. Now we're using the second one to sit here and dry it. Then Mom's gonna lift. We're gonna pull that around. We're gonna wipe it real nice, dry it. Then we're gonna go along this side and do the same.
I got your arm done.
That's okay. There we go. These are garbage. We don't reuse them.
Wipe over here again.
I know, I was getting there. I gotta set those down. Oh. Is that like,
With skin.
should I rub it away or no?
Not rub hard. Don't rub hard.
Just blot, yeah.
And then I'm gonna grab the Aquaphor and put it right there again. That's the only spot you said they were putting it, right, Mom?
Well, all the way around, but thicker right there.
And just so you know, it was way worse than this 2 days ago. So we're just kind of where her neck ties, where this goes is where we're putting the Aquaphor to help be a barrier from the moisture of her drooling or if she
She's trying to
spits
pull
out
it. Okay.
or anything along those lines. This is just like a barrier for her skin, so it helps her not get that rash worsening at all.
She had her hand up there and was trying to pull her trach.
Oh, she tries to do that now. It's more common than not that she tries to rip her own trach out when we're doing trach cares. I've noticed it a lot lately. And so there's a little loop here that on each side of her trach that we put this little white thing through. And you know, we gotta kind of keep it up close to her skin. But we gotta make sure it doesn't pinch her either. So we kind of like that. And then it folds onto itself. And we gotta make sure none of it is like on her skin, otherwise it can cut her.
It's just loosening it a little bit so it wasn't pulling on her trach.
And then, like, to check how tight it is, you gotta be able to put a finger in there.
It's too loose, right?
It's too loose right now, but I gotta put the sponge in there and then we'll retighten it up better. But if you can get more than just one finger in there, it's too loose. Otherwise, it can pull itself out, and that's not safe. So now this is cut into like a Y type thing down there, and that's what goes around. It goes on each side of the trach. Like this. So it goes on like that, and then you gotta lift up her ties and kind of like push it under. So I'm pushing it under, and then I go from the top and I pull it like that. So again, if you want to see that a little bit better on this side, you gotta hold it like this, push it under, and then come up here and pull it from the top. And then you just kind of do it like that. And then you gotta recheck. So to recheck, you lift her back up. You put your finger in there.
Make sure
See
the
how
person's holding.
make sure the person in front is holding her trach. And you see how there's way too much room there. So what you do to fix that is, Mom, you're holding the trach, right?
Yep.
Okay, you make sure that your other person is holding good, has good security on it. And you just kind of hold that little blue lever and make it a little tighter. And then you recheck. Okay, that's good. Now you have your second person check. Mom, check. Are we good?
I think it's, yeah, it's almost on the borderline too loose. 'Cause my fat fingers fit in there really easy.
Okay, well then we'll draw a little bit tighter. Are you ready, Mom?
One
Yep.
call
Okay.
from Michael Trach at 3:52 p.m.
Alright, now we have recheck. Okay, Mom, recheck.
Yeah.
Alright, and then we're
All
good.
done.
And that's the end of trach cares.
And then you put your,
Put the best tracing.
Oh, around the stoma? And we're doing bacitracin around her stoma to help with a little bit of like redness and just helping make sure the bleeding stops more and just helps her heal better. So we slide
Okay.
that in on that side and then Mom will lift it up and I'll go on the bottom. And then that's the end. And I gotta put the extra securement on to Vivian too, which goes, that part goes into there? Okay. So we gotta suction again, 'cause she's got stuff coming up her trach. I forget about this because I'm not used to it myself yet. And then we silence her alarm over here. We pull her back off. Mom puts her on there. We put that back on. And just as we do like the trach ties, we lift her back up. When she's not fighting us, we lift her back up. We pull it around. We take this hand out of her way. Okay, so this goes into this little hole right here. And you just kind of pull it tightly. And sorry, Vivi, but I gotta put it over to there. And that's the end of trach cares for real this time. I just forget about that part.